What's going on, people? This is the Incaribbean team. I'm Guap Mars. That's B Horrors. We got another one for y'all this week.
And another one. That's how it go. Hey, look, if this is your first time joining us, make sure you go ahead and like the boys. Go ahead and share it with a friend. You know, go ahead and listen to our older episodes. We in here. It's Inca. Team Inca.
Team Inca. Team Inca in the middle of Inca 100. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Quarter way done of Inca 100. You know what I'm saying? Now we moving forward. April, if you didn't know, April is Accountability April. Learned that from OAB. It's Accountability April. So April, we also doing 100 miles of running. 100 miles running. We about a quarter of the way through. We're gonna try to get 25 a week to round off the 100 at the end of the 30 days. So, you know what I mean? Wish us luck. Wish us the best. If you got any advice, go ahead and kick it to us. If you got a plan, go ahead and kick it to us. If you want to join, even though we a weekend, come on. You know what I'm saying? We had a link in the description.
I know, because y'all some hard charging.
You know
devil dogs. Y'all don't need 4 weeks to do that.
Yeah, that's too easy, right? You were like, oh, I look, 3 weeks, 21 days, too easy. Too easy.
You know what, math might be easier than going out there and doing this. You know what I mean? And I really think that all the preparation that we had before April has gotten into like my mind. It's definitely built my confidence as far as like knowing that I can do this. I can finish this. You know? Yeah. So it's a good thing. I'm glad that we have picked up this sport, and if it's inspirational to you, or you want to, you know what I'm saying, shout out the boys or tell them keep going, make sure you do that in the comments below.
Yeah.
And listen, you know what I was thinking about? Because today in our self-advocacy series, we're talking about professionalism, right? Mm-hmm. And what came to my mind was Stain. From Eminem.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm thinking about, you know, when Eminem was writing back to Stan, right? Yeah. And that part was like, what's this shit you talking about? You like to cut your wrist too? I say that shit just kind of dog. Come on, how fucking is you, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, he was really fucked up though.
Yeah.
So it just felt like, what type of stuff is that to say, you know, to somebody, and you trying to be like, what, you know, I'm trying to help you, or you a fan of me? Like, yo, what you crazy or something? What you talking about?
But the thing is, he was the definition of a fan. Stan was a definition of a fan, you know, and he was crazy because everything that Eminem rapped, because that whole album, that whole Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem was trying to speak and shed light on everybody taking the entertainer so serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the whole, like, so even you can go to the, you know, the way I am and stuff like that. He was talking about Marilyn Manson. Like, yo, come on, what are you talking about?
That's uncool.
Huh?
That's not that album. That's Encore.
Put my what? You said The Way I Am is Encore? Put money on it. Put money on it.
I would. Yo, what? I'm telling you that that's not on that album.
The Marshall Mathers LP. You're gonna tell me The Way I Am is not on Marshall Mathers LP? You're high.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, comment below. Because Brandon must have got a hold of that good stuff. If you talking about that, that's Uncle came out in 2000 something.
Right.
2000. I want to say 2006. Between 2006 and 2009, Uncle came out. But guess what? I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would that came out? That came out in way before that. That was
I'm pretty sure that's after Marshall Mathers LP. We gonna
But guess what? You could be pretty short, but you're wrong. But anyway,
okay.
Anyway, during that LP, he kept on sharing like that. You know what I mean? Y'all taking these fans too serious. This is not. I mean, y'all taking these entertainers too serious. Like, this is not what we are really living. You know what I'm saying? He said y'all looking at, you know what I mean? Hey, this last week I spent this Schwarzenegger movie when he's shooting all types of motherfuckers in there with a Uzi.
Yeah.
Come on, once again, same album, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
But we're not gonna talk about it. But he was just saying, like, you got all these entertainers out here that y'all just praising, and y'all thinking that this is really how it's living. You know what I'm saying? But this is not how we live. You know what I mean? I might have read too deep into Eminem, but I used to be a real Eminem fan.
I used to be. He got.
I don't want to say used to be, because I still like Eminem, but yeah, I was a real fan.
I like his older stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I like his older stuff. I think that, you know, he's one of those instances where, like, I think that he expressed a lot of rage. You know what I'm saying? It might have been going, especially like as a younger adult. You know, he kind of like, you know, F this, F that. But to me, after a while, it just like, it wasn't so cool. And it's like, yeah, you rap good, but I don't feel like these crazy subjects like you. But you're an amazing rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah.
He's one of the guys. He's one of the guys that's going to be. If he continues to put out albums, he's going to see his downfall.
Yeah, I think that
which is already started. You know what I mean? Which is going to later on in life be like, oh, man, was he really that good? Because now they feel like this, he got 4 good albums and 9 bad ones.
Yeah.
So that's gonna suck. You know what I mean? But I keep on trying, swinging for the fence.
I mean, you know, I feel like we've never seen nobody really grow old in rap yet. You know what I mean?
But Snoop.
Come on. But even with Snoop, he's still in the same, like, he might be a little before, maybe 10 years or so before Eminem, right? But you still are seeing, like, it's not many of them. It ain't many Snoop, Dre, you know what I mean? And Jay-Z and stuff like that. People who have, you know, we 30 now.
Yeah.
We ain't think that we would see, like, I didn't think that I would see rappers around for so long. People at least are still active in the game. And I think that you brought up a good point that he even said something like that to that effect in Kamikaze, that you know, what he put out now is always going to be compared to his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, and that initial impact, that whole nuance, this bleach blonde, you know, kid,
boy, this
rapping, like, and people like, oh, you know, I remember a lot of people had that argument, and they probably still had that argument now. Would he be as notable if he wasn't white? If he was black, would he be as noticeable? I think he would. I think that he got great skill, man.
Yeah, I think he would, because he'll have.
What?
I say he'll have his arsenal at that point. You know, the rappers, they could rhyme anything with that. You know what I mean? If you got skill, you could. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so many times that I was listening to Eminem, and I'm like, that is he about to say it?
Yeah. That's right. You thought he was close. You like, he say trigger. You know what I'm saying? Bigger. You like, yo, hold him.
But even in one of the songs, he's on Marshall Mathers LP again, because that's his best album.
That is his best album. I think so.
He said, who think you know what I mean? Matter of fact, same song, right? Who think I'm some wigger that's just trying to be black? That's what he says that. Like, I think who thinks I'm some wigger that's just trying to be black because I grab my balls and I talk with that.
Not that album, but a good song.
Because the why, the who, what, when, the where, and the how. So I'm grabbing my hair and I'm tearing it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Eminem he is that He stamped.
He too good. He you know, like this will turn into an Eminem tribute. He's good. He's like, don't get it twisted. Like, he just so reliably good. You know what I'm saying? That it's just like, okay, I want to hear somebody who's not as good.
Who gonna have a flaw in their rhyme scheme or something? Because he
don't have no flaws.
No flaw in his rhyme scheme.
He was talking. I was listening to this one guy, this one comedian. He was talking about when he met Eminem, right? Yeah. And he said he just having a simple conversation with him. And he like, hey, you think I could get some water? And Eminem's like, water, going to the border, running shorty shorter. I'm like, yo, stop rapping, yo. No need. I just want some water, bro.
Border to border, border to border. I found a quarter on the way to the.
You think I can get some ice? Ice is nice. Ice is nice. OB Price. Real name, no gimmick. You're like, what the fuck?
I just want some water, man. That's it.
That's it, bro. Okay. All right. All right.
Keep it professional.
Keep it professional. That's what we should do.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, man, the best way to get ahead, to me, that I've seen, like I'm probably one of the most unprofessional ones that you'll see. But when it's time to separate or anything like that, yo, you gotta stay professional, man. Like, think about this. Being on time goes a long way. Mm-hmm. Something that's in your control. Having a positive attitude goes a long way. Something that's in your control. And all of that, with both of them, comes up to being professional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You cannot be taken serious. You cannot be taken serious if you're the one that's always late.
Yeah.
Always, surfing the web during the time when you're supposed to be at work. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to handle situations. Guilty. You know what I'm saying? Guilty. They don't know how to handle a lot of situations when it comes to conflict at work.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get into them situations, they go back to what they know. And what they know is the streets, that's when they go back and I choose violence. Oh, you ain't gonna talk to me. You know what I mean? And people can get real quick. But my advice to everyone is, even in those situations, remain professional.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories or anything like that when people try to get you to that limit, because they gonna try to get you to that limit, but you gotta that you representing yourself,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Like I know you got stories. I know everybody got stories. And if it's Candace P was on here, I know she got a story from yesterday, probably.
For sure. She a firecracker, you know it.
You know what I mean? So like everybody has been pushed to that limit.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that at all times, you are advocating for yourself. And I'm gonna give y'all a quick snippet of this one right here, right? Everybody judges. Everybody judges. No matter how much you want to say this is a judge-free zone, we're not judging you, but I promise you, you show up to work late, they judge you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your situation was. I promise you, you could be like, oh, I need to take a break, which breaks are celebrated in the world, you know what I mean? As they should be, because it keeps you fresh. It gives you more energy when you take breaks throughout the day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even Google, right? Everybody loves Google. Google, you know what? They have their bathrooms far away from their working environment. Why? Because it forces you to take that break and really take that break, to move away from it. They also have lounges, you know, for their employees. They have nap rooms for their employees because it's in, you know what I'm saying? But let you be taking your break at your desk in your office, right? Surfing the web. You know what I mean? Leaned up. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna judge.
Somebody
gonna judge. You're in that moment. I ain't really care about what's going on right now. If you don't really care, move on.
Like quit.
Look. No, but look, seriously, like, but I forgot where I was getting at on this, because there's so many things that so many points just popped up in my head. But being professional is a necessity in this work environment. And if you don't know how to be professional, you need to grab on real quick and learn.
You know what I think? Like, professionalism, it comes with being patient. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is the biggest lesson to like learn with professionalism. Well, before we was like preparing for this podcast, thinking of different things, different ideas in my mind as far as the way you talk to people, the way you network, making friends at work, asking questions at work. They all seem to kind of contradict each other at different moments, right? Like you can ask too many questions, or you're not talking enough, or talking too much. I think that the biggest thing going into any new professional environment is to have this ability to have patience, right? It's a balance between a sense of urgency, but it's also a patience in having this type of attitude to allow things to develop, right? Allow people to do what they're supposed to do. I was listening to Jocko on Jocko's podcast, and he was talking about, the situation where they were breaching this building, and, they see that some type of contact is coming, and instead of allowing the leader or the commander to make the call, right? Contact left, contact right, what else to do? He took it upon himself to say something, right? And to go in and then to kind of override what the commander was going to do. And then he was like, so they talked to him after the exercise, and he like, why did you take my call? He's like, well, you didn't make the call. It was his response. He went back to the street. I made the call because you didn't make the call. And he was like, yeah, I didn't make that call because I wanted to do something else. Right? I was waiting on this to happen and waiting on that to happen. And it's happened to me like time and time again, where you get people, especially new people, in a position who are eager. They kind of eager to impress, eager to leave work, eager to make some type of connection and things like that. And they jump the gun, instead of letting things develop in the way that they're supposed to develop. That's what this whole stoicism, the Enchiridion team, we trying to tell you, like, life is happening and it's gonna come to you regardless. Either way. I think that the best thing that you can do to remain professional is to kind of align yourself with the right principles, with right habits. Set good habits, and then, if anything, take your time and allow a situation to develop to you. Don't jump the gun too much. That's what I think, because we was talking about, I think we talked about this earlier, about questions. We was talking during the week about questions, right? And is there such thing as a dumb question? Leave a comment below if there is a such thing as a dumb question.
somebody better leave the comment below saying that's a dumb question.
That's a dumb question in itself, right? And the reason why I say yes, there is a such thing as a dumb question, right? I think I want to get you, right? Which I want to definitely hear your point. We want to all hear your point. I feel like it is a such thing as a dumb question, and that's why people say in beginning of like seminars or different presentations, hey, save your questions for the end, right? Save your questions for the end, because more than likely, you might have heard one different thing, but we got different material to get to. And if you heard that one thing, you're probably going to hear it repeated again.
Yeah.
If you allow it to develop, you're going to get the answer anyway, right? Or you may get the answer, or you might even come up with a better question, right? Save your questions to the end. What's your thoughts on that?
Yo, look, I'm the type of guy, and my thoughts are this way because this is how I am. I'm gonna ask the question right away. You know what I'm saying? I do see downfall in asking questions right away, like because you gave that example that you did. Like you didn't give that example during the week, but I got you. But I do see downfall in asking the question right away. But I'm gonna ask the question right away, and the reason why I'm asking the question right away is because I'm not gonna play smart. You know, and what asking the question right away does is it makes you seem to be coachable. It makes you ask the question. Asking the question makes it seem like you're not even that you are coachable, but that you're willing to be coached. Because now, if you are that type of person that just not listening, you know what I'm saying, and you're asking the same type of questions over and over, when it's getting covered, you know what I'm saying, and the question is really, and the question that you're asking is, can you repeat yourself? Yeah, can you show me that again? Yeah. If you're doing that, like then that right there, I can see why that will become an issue. But ask the question right away. If I'm in the elevator shaft, and I don't know where, sorry, and I don't know the nomenclature of the what's in the elevator shaft. Yeah, I'm gonna ask the question of somebody who knows. You listen. That's straight up, right? And to me, it's like, it's not a problem with that, right? Yeah. But what I would do and what I would suggest to do if you were at any new type of position or new business venture is to seek other resources first. You know what I mean? It's something else that you can, you always got Google, right? You always got different databases that are a wealth of knowledge. In 2022, information has not been ever as accessible as it is today. And you got the context clues of the conversation. Because things gonna, whatever industry that you in, things are gonna repeat themselves. If I'm a car mechanic, right? And I never worked on cars before, that one Buick or that one Pontiac or Saturn that we're looking at is not going to be the last car that we look at for today. I'm just my first day here at Firestone. Yeah. You know? And he trying to show me how to log into a computer. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, hey, look, come on over here, grab the oil pan, grab the filter, you know what I'm saying? Use this type of oil for this car. This is where you read this at. This is how you look up what different parts it need. You're not going to learn all that in day one. So to me, if you're the day one recruit, day one trainee, and you in there, you got to really have the patience to understand that this is not the only day that you're going to be here. This is not the last instruction that you're going to get. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am a person, I do play smart. Because I play smart and I play smart by playing dumb, right? Because it is better to say nothing and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Remove all doubt. Hey, this dude you talking about, man?
That's because you don't cuss to, especially if you're the new guy, you don't even know that your question is a dumb question.
Yeah.
You don't know how dumb or smart your real question is, right? But you might ask something that's like, how you so control what? Control control what? Does what? And it's like, that's not even
what we're talking.
Just type it.
Yeah.
That's not important.
That has nothing to do with what we discussed. I'm trying to tell you the functions of this asset. You talking about Control C on the computer.
Yeah. How you do the print screen again? That's not. What? Do you know how to add this, or do you know how to add this and subtract this, or are you getting that part done?
Like, but you I think I saw you do something like Control P. Would you do? Would you do one more time? Can you just explain that to me? Like what?
You know what I mean?
That's not part of the lesson.
That's not part of the lesson. We're not. This is not a lesson on computer functions. This is the lesson on this application.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think that it's a lot of in my own experience. Even though YouTube is a great tool, but in my own experience, I've always thought save the questions to the end, right? Or because what I've had happen is you'll start to do a job or you'll start to do a different task, and as you're doing it, things will start to click together then and there too. As you're doing it,
you'll start linking things together.
Yeah. Just hold off on the questions. You know what I mean? Hold off or come back to the end. Or people will say, like, especially like if you're in a lesson or a lecture or something, people like, hey, here's my email. Email me any questions that you got or whatever like that, right? I'm the type of person I will prefer to do that. So I can go home and think about what is my actual question in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people have it's a good application of sense of urgency. It's just a bad judgment, right? That they will stop a whole lesson just to learn some minute detail, right? Mm-hmm. That overall doesn't even even mess with the productivity of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So if I'm up here, I say, yeah, in order to get this process done, you gotta go to your main screen, press Control P, and then it'll print the documents.
And they'll be like, what do Control P do?
Like, yeah. Like this.
Are you listening? Like you're like, are you dumb or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you don't want to say bad question. You don't want to say it's a bad question, but that's a bad question. That's the question. Yeah. No. It's a question because you really missed it. Yeah, you really did miss it.
Yeah.
It's not a good question.
It's not a very good question.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And I think that you should save them. I think that that's my opinion on being professional, or one way to practice being professional is just save your questions. Save your questions for the end, especially if you're new. Save them for the end, especially if you're not hands-on or you're not the one that's actually doing the task at the moment. Save the question or write it down. Better yet, write it down.
Try to answer your own question.
Try to answer your own question and consult Google. Google is your friend, bro.
Consult Google and consult the ones on your level.
I like that too. I like that a lot.
Consult ones on your level because you might have just misheard something during the seminar.
Yeah.
Or during the
and don't come up to the grandmaster level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the grandmaster, I'm thinking about martial arts, right? But if the person that's the head person and they come in to teach you something, right? and you got other people that are your peers who you might look to your left or the right of you, and they might have whatever's being taught down.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah. Cause they just had to learn it, just like you're gonna have to learn it. So that's they can maybe teach you a trick. Oh, this is what I do. I do this that's how I learned it.
Stay on your level. There's plenty of people who will get who will get in trouble and will go right to the president.
Yeah. And you know like, what? I'm gonna write the president of the company right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna write him a letter. And it's like, yo, we can solve your problem right here.
I had somebody ask a question to this commanding officer about something that was within the shop. Talking to the commanding officer, talking about, so why does such and such have these permissions and we don't have these permissions? And it's like, well, who granted them permission? The commanding officer didn't grant them permissions. It has nothing to do with them getting permissions.
Right.
What are you bringing that question up to the commanding officer for?
I think that we got to say that's utilizing your chain of command.
Yeah, there it is.
Where you are on this chain. Don't. I would never, you know what I'm saying, being who I am, I would never go to the lowest. I would never go to the lowest person to ask a question, right? And I'm also not going to the highest person to ask a question. Yeah. Now, people to the left or to the right of me, one down, one up, that can be asked certain questions.
Yeah.
Don't waste people's time.
Yeah.
Because I remember that used to happen when I was definitely in the military. You had somebody ask somebody who don't have nothing to do with the job at all, but just to get above you, or maybe because y'all was at the bar and had a beer at the same time. Now you feel like, I can reach out to this person. It's like, it don't work like that. Even when, even you ever hear those situations where somebody will be like, hey, reach out to me hey man, here's my number. Reach out to me anytime.
Yeah.
Right? That's their professionalism, but that don't mean reach out to them anytime.
All right, so that's another thing for keeping professional. You know what I'm saying? That's their professionalism, because their professionalism, that's all they're being available.
Yeah,
they're being available to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, sorry about that.
No, so yeah, I mean, I think that's where we are. I want to say one more before we wrap this up is be you. I think that sometimes people have a hard time with professionalism is because they think they got to be somebody else, right? And you don't have to be anybody else. You just want to be the best version of yourself. It's mainly just decency and order. That's all it really is. I think that just came off the cuff. But I feel like that's the basic way to keep things in decency, be decent to people, and do things in an orderly fashion.
Yeah.
All the other stuff can be adjusted and fixed. But as long as you treat people cordially, don't get involved in no different type of work dramas. You know what I mean? Don't get involved in any type of conflict of interest, any type of bribes. As long as you don't do stuff like that, be you, because you is who got you the job, hopefully, right? And eventually you spend, they say like 80% of your time engaged in work anyway. You was going to come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're going to have the biggest drawback, or the biggest loss will come when an intense situation comes up at work, and then you resort back to what's more comfortable, where is naturally you. And if it's different from your professional you, that's when it's like, nah, I keeps it real.
Yeah, and when keeping it real goes wrong.
Keeping it real. Man, fuck you, James.
No,
Like, yo, whoa.
you're right. Like being you, like you said, being you, staying out of the drama. So the gossip, that's not how you know what I mean? Cut the gossip. That's big part of it. Cut the gossip. Be yourself. Be on time. Utilize chain of command.
Yeah.
Don't think about your questions. Let's just sum it up with that. Think about your questions.
There
Think
you
about
go. I think that's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So be you, right? Utilize your chain.
That's right.
Stay away from gossip.
Yeah.
About your questions. Be on time.
Be on time. And if I could add one more,
let's go.
Be patient with the process.
Be patient with the process. And if I could add one more,
go ahead.
Be prepared.
Like Scar said. No, brother, help me, brother.
Yeah, be prepared.
Yeah.
www.theNCaridianTeam.com. You can look us up, link up with us, get some merch. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? We got social media. All of it is going to be theNCaridianTeam.com, except for Twitter, because they got a character account, so just Incaridian Team. You know what I'm saying? Email us, drop a link, follow YouTube, SoundCloud. Do it all, man. Do it all. Hey, guess what? We're not afraid to practice. We're not afraid to make mistakes. We're not afraid to expose ourselves. We're not afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, it's all in the palm of your hand. Peace.